Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be a real game changer for the NFC East, and for the Washington Commanders in particular. Rumors are swirling around a potential blockbuster trade involving Antoine Winfield Jr., the versatile safety from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it's got everyone talking. This isn't just some rumor mill chatter. Sources close to the situation suggest that the Commanders are eyeing Winfield as a key piece to elevate their defense. And honestly, it makes a lot of sense when you dig into the details. Let's start with the basics. Winfield Jr. was drafted in 2020 and has quickly made a name for himself as one of the league's most dynamic safeties. Over his 3 seasons, he's accumulated over 400 tackles, 10 interceptions, and earned an impressive PFF grade of 91.0, which puts him among the best at his position. He's a player who can do it all, cover tight ends, roam deep in the secondary, or come up to make crucial tackles near the line of scrimmage. His versatility is what makes him such a hot commodity, especially for a team like the Commanders, who have been looking to shore up their secondary and reduce the number of explosive plays allowed. Right now, the Buccaneers are sitting at 7-5, hanging around the playoff hunt in the NFC, but they're also facing some serious cap constraints, with around $20 million in cap space and a cap hit of $22 million on Winfield Jr. That's a lot of money tied up in one player, especially when Tampa Bay is trying to manage their roster and make strategic moves. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Bucs are open to trading Winfield in exchange for a second-round pick in the 2026 draft. It's a move that would give Tampa some financial flexibility and a valuable future asset, while the Commanders see a chance to add a proven star to their secondary. The reason this trade makes so much sense for Washington is because their secondary has been a weak spot this season. They've struggled to generate consistent coverage, especially against top-tier receivers, and that's a problem when you're trying to compete in a division stacked with offensive firepower. Adding a player like Winfield Jr., who's seen as a ball hawk and a versatile safety, could elevate their coverage by around 15%. According to projections. That's a huge boost, especially considering his track record of making big plays, with 2 interceptions already this season and an 88.5 coverage grade in 2025. Winfield's ability to read plays, anticipate routes, and make game-changing interceptions could be exactly what the Commanders need to turn their defense into a real strength. Now let's talk about the impact. Winfield Jr. has a history of making big plays when it counts. In 2023, he played 12 games, had 38 solo tackles, 25 assists, and 2 interceptions for 5 yards, along with a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. He's also shown durability, with no major injuries this season, which is always a concern when acquiring a player mid-season. His performance in Week 7, where he grabbed an interception and made 7 tackles, highlights his ability to step up when it matters most. If he joins Washington, the projection is that his contribution will increase significantly, potentially adding over 100 tackles next season, boosting the team's overall defensive output. But why would Tampa Bay consider this move? Well, the Buccaneers are looking at their cap situation and trying to make strategic adjustments. They're willing to sacrifice some immediate cap hits, freeing up about $22 million in the process, which can be used to extend key players or sign new talent. Plus, with a team currently sitting at 7-5, they're not out of the playoff race, but they're also balancing long-term financial health. Trading Winfield Jr. for a second-round pick in 2026 provides them with a valuable asset for future drafts, helping them rebuild or retool as needed. For the Commanders, bringing in Winfield Jr. could be a turning point. His addition would likely increase their interception totals by around 3, with projected improvements in coverage efficiency, and a significant reduction in the opponent's points per game, potentially lowering it by 12 points or more. That's a game changer. Imagine a secondary that's consistently shutting down top receivers, forcing turnovers, and giving the offense more opportunities to control the game. Looking at the bigger picture, this move could propel Washington into a real contender conversation. Their Super Bowl odds could improve dramatically, from around plus 15-0 to plus 6-500, according to some betting lines. Winfield's versatility and playmaking ability make him an ideal X-factor, especially against teams like the Bills, where his presence could tilt the scales in favor of the Commanders. The team's defense has already shown flashes of brilliance this season, but adding a player of Winfield's caliber could elevate the entire unit to elite status. Now, what does this mean for the NFC East? Well, if Washington manages to pull off this trade and integrate Winfield Jr. seamlessly into their defense, it could shake up the division big time. The Cowboys and Eagles are formidable, but if the Commanders strengthen their secondary, they could become a real thorn in their rivals' sides. A secondary that can cover better, create turnovers, and limit explosive plays is the kind of difference-maker that can carry a team deep into the playoffs and perhaps beyond. Of course, as with any trade, there are questions and uncertainties. Will the Buccaneers accept the offer? Will Winfield Jr. be willing to move away from Tampa Bay? How quickly can he adapt to the Commanders' defensive schemes? These are all factors that will play out over the coming weeks, but the signs point to a serious possibility that this move could happen. If it does, it's going to be a major storyline for the rest of the NFL season and could have ripple effects across the NFC playoff picture. And let's not forget the emotional aspect. Washington fans have been eager for a splash move to ignite the team's defensive core, and adding a player like Winfield Jr. would send a strong message that the franchise is serious about contending. It's about building a defense that can compete with the best, and Winfield's experience, playmaking, and leadership could be the missing piece that pushes the Commanders into serious Super Bowl contention. The excitement is palpable, and fans should be optimistic about what this potential move could mean for the team's future. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. As we look ahead, the next few weeks will be crucial. The Commanders' management will have to weigh the benefits of acquiring Winfield Jr. against the cost and the long-term implications. But if the deal goes through, it's safe to say that Washington will have significantly upgraded their secondary, making their defense more balanced and formidable. And for the fans, it's an exciting time, a chance to see the team take a big step forward, setting sights firmly on playoff success, and who knows, maybe even a Super Bowl run. This move also signals the team's commitment to winning now, not just building for the future, but actively reshaping their roster to compete at the highest level. With Winfield in the fold, the Commanders could become one of the most feared defenses in the league, capable of shutting down the best offensive units and creating turnovers at crucial moments. It's a bold move, but one that could pay off in a big way. So, Commanders fans, keep your eyes on this story. The potential acquisition of Winfield Jr. isn't just a rumor, it's a reflection of a team that's serious about taking the next step. Whether it happens or not, the conversation about how Washington is shaping its roster for a deep playoff push is one we'll be watching closely. And when the dust settles, and if this trade comes to fruition, you can bet that the entire NFC East and maybe the entire NFL will be talking about the Commanders' new defensive star. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news.